Welcome back, folks. Obviously, I made it in Qualifier 1, so I'm going to be giving you guys a Qualifier 2 guide today. Now, there's a couple ways to go about this. Remember, you will be using a kayak. For the sake of this video, I'll be driving to the spots with a boat because it's quicker. Just remember, you could anchor or unanchor. They're both valuable options. If you're going to use if you're going to be unanchored, you're probably going to want to use a Thetis. It's a little bit slighter, but you can't go down too far. So on a Zeus setup, I got must have been a big unique. It told me my rod was too small, so you have to stay with at least a Thetis or bigger when you're doing that. Now, if you're going to anchor your boat, an L Chaser is definitely the way to go. And honestly, there's a real debate between the two. Both are really good options. If you catch one, because it takes a while to get to your spot, back to your spot in a kayak if you don't anchor. But generally, if you move really far, it's because you got your unique and you're moving anyway. So and there's arguments to do both ways. Personally, I would anchor, but I could see why somebody would not want to stay unanchored in their kayak for this. But these are the three lures, guys, that I recommend. Any sort of mouse lure. Last year for me, a vampire mouse worked really good. The 5.0 Walker and the 6.0 Topper. And they all can work. You just have to determine which one you want to use. That's why I generally always try to give an option when I do these guides. And if you pop in, we will go through the spots real quick. Just remember, guys, use a kayak and and you do have to finish at that finish point too, by the way. So remember at the end to leave yourself enough time to finish and get there with your kayak and stop in the middle. But the first spot is right here along this rock wall. I will pull it up for you right here, and then you can cast all the way down here. And this is the boat mark here. So just keep that in mind. Oh, and it popped up that I finished fifth. There we go. All right, let's get that off the screen. And as you can see, I think I have it marked on one of the marks. The respawn time for these is an hour and a half for the uniques and a half an hour for the trophies. So you really want to catch at least one or two on the way up. And if you want to, on your way up, you can gain stamina right here next to this shoreline. Oh, and I stopped too early. And right next to this island, kind of, right here. And you can cast next to this and take a break for a second. Get a uni here. But it does overlap with up here, guys. So the spot we're going to. But you could take a break and stop for a minute there. Because you really want to get one or two if you can in the first hour. Or the first half an hour of the thing. That will really help if you can pull that off. And over here, this is what we call the top spawn. And it just casts anywhere over here. And I will show you these markers here. So there's these ones here. And like I said, you can pause that if you want for these markers. And you can see these are the markers for up top. And then the other part of the rotation, guys, gonna be down here. But like I said, hour and a half on your respawns, or hour and a half on your uniques, and a half an hour on trophies. So if you're struggling to get uniques or you don't have uniques on the board, you're generally going to have a lot of trophies available. So what I do on this one is on my way down, as you're going down to what I call the hill, you can stop and catch a unique right here if you want. Just keep in mind it does overlap with the next spot, but because you're going to take a break for stamina, you might as well cast over here, get your stamina back while you're casting. So right here is a good marker, and right here. So that's it does overlap though, however, with the next spot we're going to, so keep that in mind. And because we're in a kayak, the last spot is even though it's a good spot, but because it takes so long to get to, that's why it is the last spot, guys. So here is what I call the hill, and it is, these are the marks here if you want them. And like I said, you can pause it for the marks, but I always call it the hill. And then over here, we will go to the last spot, which is normally one of the best spots, but in a kayak, it takes a long time to get to. So that's why it's the last spot on my rotation, and has been for the kayak deal even last year. So, and then you're just gonna park right up here by this tree. But like I said, use a kayak. I know somebody's gonna use a boat and say something didn't count for them. And here you go, right here, and you can see the one uni each spot, 90 minutes, one trophy, 20 minutes. So, and them three lures right here, guys. And honestly, if you don't have the vampire mouse, a 5.0 or a 7.0 regular mouse walker will work as well. Anyway, hopefully this helps you out, guys. And we will see you next time, folks. Have a good one.